In a quiet city nestled between hills and highways, there lived a young woman named Aiko. By day, she worked in a bustling office where voices often collided, deadlines loomed like thunderclouds, and people carried their invisible storms. Aiko too carried her own. She was studying late into the night for a difficult exam, nursing a quiet illness she hadn't shared with many. Her boyfriend had been distant lately, lost in his own fears, and her mother often called just to offload her worries, never asking how Aiko was doing. Her friends argued among themselves, each pulling at her like waves at the shore. For a time, Aiko tried to be the perfect daughter, partner, friend, and employee. She listened, fixed, comforted, solved. She silenced her pain to make space for theirs. She buried her feelings deep beneath smiles and helpful words. But the pressure built like steam behind a sealed door, and one day she found herself shaking in the bathroom at work, eyes filled with tears she could no longer swallow. That night, unable to sleep, she wandered into the park and found a quiet pond. The water was still, mirroring the moon. She sat there, finally letting herself breathe. A soft voice within her rose, like a ripple on that quiet water. From that night on, Aiko began practicing something new. Whenever someone lashed out at work, she paused. This is their storm, she would think, not my sky. When her boyfriend grew distant, she acknowledged the ache in her chest without rushing to fix him. I feel neglected, and that is okay to feel. When her mother called in panic, Aiko would listen, but only until her own energy allowed. Then she would softly say, I hear you, Mama. I need to rest now, without guilt. And when waves of her own pain came, when her body ached from illness, when doubt whispered during study, she placed a hand on her chest and said, I'm here. I'm not leaving myself. At first, the silence felt awkward. Not reacting felt like failure, but, over time, it became peace. She didn't stop helping others. She just stopped abandoning herself in the process. She learned to respond, not react. To act when the time felt right, not when pushed by guilt or fear. Eventually, those around her noticed something had changed. Aiko seemed calmer, steadier. Some were confused. Some were frustrated they couldn't pull her into their chaos anymore. Others grew curious, and a few followed her example. She still had storms. Life still challenged her, but the pond inside her remained still. Not because nothing touched it, but because she had learned. Truth needs no defense, peace needs no proof, and presence begins by standing kindly beside your own heart. And so Aiko lived. Not above the world, but within it, clear as water, rooted like stone,